So welcome to dedication of your craft for personal or deity use. I'm going to ask that you guys observe the Zoom rooms rules tonight and not interrupt me while I'm teaching because I don't want to lose my train of thought. It's been a really long day and I'm going to lie to you if I'm going to tell you a squirrel will not derail me because it will. Okay. So let's try to stay on task. I want to try to get this lecture in under an hour and a half. After the lecture, we will be heading directly over to the alchemy hearth shortly and opening up a room to discuss any and all questions you guys have on new things for the website that you're seeing or you need help with. And I'm going to teach Mandy how to operate a room because Mandy will be mistress and commander this weekend for a couple Beltane things. So we have a dual learning purpose this evening. Go team. Okay. Without further ado, let's get this shit show on the road. So, what is a dedication? All right. Just like anyone knows, when you step into a new sport, a new life path, anything you're doing, a dedication is essential. It is a clear statement, a visual representation, an actual working to support your path, not align your path, not to be a decorative asset to your path. Your altar does not have to be beautiful. Your altar does not have to be perfect. Your altar does not have to be magnificent. You do not have to be the fucking Martha Stewart of altar makers. You have to be an authentic fucking individual with your altar. Okay? So for those of you that I have just offended and hurt your feelings, I deeply apologize, but I digress. Altars are an important part of this ritual, but not the most important. Okay. So let's get past all this. What is a ritual versus what is a dedication? Okay. A dedication is the act of what you're doing. A ritual is the way you do it. Now I'm going to say something that is going to piss off 99% of the witch community. And I say this with a big fucking smile on my face. Are you ready? Your ritual can look like what you want your fucking ritual to look like, and don't expect other people to tell you how to do it. Clear? Awesome. Boom, that bomb's dropped. Next, why are the elements important in your ritual? Okay. So elements link to different aspects of your personality. There is a fantastic book out. I will share it after the lecture. I will post the link in the book, in the event itself. It'll go on my recommended reading group. This is a PDF that is available. And this is called Planning and Performing Your Personal Self-Dedication Ceremony by Maggie Hasserman. This is the holy grail of dedications. This goes over every element, every aspect, gives you journal prompts, gives you the chutzpah. It is a 180-page PDF. This is a add it to your arsenal item. This is not required reading. Say it with me. I do not need all the books. You don't. You don't need all the books. Do we want all the books? Yes, Schmiegel, we want all the books. Do we need all the books, Schmiegel? No, we don't need all the books. But I am going to tell you this one. I need this in my books. Okay, so this lives on my shelf. It is the second time I've purchased this because I lost the first PDF to the great computer fucking hijack of 2021. So this is an adequate part of my arsenal. Okay, so when you're doing these things, you're going to invest a little bit of money on printing something like that. But if you use it right, you're going to have it forever. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? Get the backup hard drive. It looks like the vagrant mouse with a tail. And he lives on your house and he hides in your shed and you have to chase him all around. This is your friend as a witch. Okay. If you were a digital witch, you need one of these. So get that shit off your computer. You organize it and get it on a share drive. Because then you will have it when you need it. You go plug it in your computer and be like, oh, it's dedication time. Boop. Pull this up, pull the PDF up, print the pages you need, and move on. What I did was use this, my personal notes, and some other things I had to make you this PDF tonight. Okay? Because I wanted to keep this simple. I wanted to keep this easy, but I wanted to keep this as mostly meaningful as I could for you. Okay? So when you think of fire, you're going to think of creativity. This is what makes you burn. Okay? Earth is your prosperity. Things grow from the earth. So you're going to be prosperous from the earth. Air is the communication, our mouths that talk, our bodies that move, things we can feel. Okay? Water is healing. It washes away. It is the ebb and flow. And finally, your soul is what brings it all in to transform you. So that's great, sissy. You've taught us about elements. What the fuck do we do now? Hold on. Just hold on, okay? Just give me a minute. This is all going to make sense, I promise. Now, some of you are introducing deities into this process. What is the difference between an invocation and a dedication? Invocation, call them. When you summon me with an email, you are writing an invocation to Sissy. Dear Sissy, I cannot find the fucking Zoom link. You stupid bitch. Where is it? That's the invocation. Dedication is, I will never say that to you again because I know you are going to put me in a fucking jar. Okay? So think of it that way. Invocation is when you are calling them. You're reaching out to them. You're making contact. This is not a blind date. You don't have a 3-minute rule. You got to reach out. You got to touch that deity. You got to let them know you're coming and you're interested. Yo, girl, Hecate, I saw you. I think you got nice hair and a pretty sexy torch. And I was hoping we could work together. Okay? Or you have Aphrodite. I'm not loving myself like I'm supposed to. Can you show me how to love me? She's like, girl, I can show you how to fuck yourself. That's what you're listening for, okay? These deities have their own energies. They have their own way of working. They have their own chutzpah. If you don't have the chutzpah, don't reach out to the deity. You know that thing we talked about with energy exchange? Yeah, some of these female energies, they got big dick energy. You're going to have big dick energy back working with them, or they are going to bully you, intimidate you, and put you in a corner. Ain't nobody want baby in a corner. No, we don't want that, okay? So, know who they are. Do a little research. Check out all that shit. Don't tell me, I know, because I'm going to tell you, shut the fuck up and read something, okay? You don't know everything you need to know, or you wouldn't be sitting here in this class going, how do I do this? I'm so confused, okay? Listen, Linda, this is real simple. You get the altar, you set the things that call to them, you give them the offering, you create a space. The most important thing when you're working with a deity is you provide the space in your craft for them. You clear it out. What are you occupying with stupid bullshit? That's got to be put away. This is big girl time. This is not little witch time. If you are over in the sandbox with your shovel and your sifter, you are not ready to run with the big girls. Stay in the fucking sandbox. You're not ready for that. I'm not gatekeeping you. I'm shutting the fucking door and I'm putting a deadbolt on it. You're gonna hurt yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Know what the fuck you're getting into. Because some of these deities are no joke. They're going to push you to levels you're not ready for. I mean, how many of you accidentally tripped and fell into a descent? You're fucking tired. You're like, bitch, I'm running. I can't keep up. And she's like, come on, Pop, let's go. Run faster. Come on. Because she don't got time for your shit. She sees the you can be when you call her or you call him. They don't see you for who you are. They see the potential. And they're like, this is going to be fun. I'm going to tear this apart and I'm going to rebuild it and make it better. Bitch, you're Memorex to them. They don't make the product, they make it better. So you're going to undergo changes you're not ready for. You're going to undergo things you're not ready for, even if you're at the level you're stepping into it. So if you are dedicating to a deity right now, I want you to make a commitment for the next 6 months. You're not going to fucking back up. You're not going to fucking step back. You're not going to fucking pull off the gas. You're going to go, you're going to set the cruise control, and you're going to follow the road. Why do I say 6 months? We're going in a veil. We're going in at the veil. Like, you realize this is the equivalent of Samhain, right? We're going in. It's Halloween time, bitches, in the middle of the summer. We're going in. You are making a dedication at the thin veil. Ancestors are a great thing to bring into this dedication. Get that ancestor candle on that altar. You need to get all the troops assembled. Okay? These are so impressed. They're so important. They will improve fluid movement within your walk. This is what I want you to realize. The more thorough this dedication is, the better equipped you are going to be walking forward. You're going to write dedication intentions. You're going to write dedication goals. Did you see that at the end of the workshop I gave you? That over the next 6 months, I will. Look, I gave you a pretty fucking paper to put in your book. Did you think this just meant you will, like, what? Run away from Sissy in the opposite direction because this bitch is scary? Some of you may want to write that on the paper. Okay? What you need to remember is you're going to get out of this what you put into this. This is an energy exchange with the universe, not an energy exchange with me, not an energy exchange with your circle. This is between you and the universe. So that's the most important thing here. Deities are all great and awesome, but sometimes the dedication you need to do is to yourself. Okay? So some of you are like, oh, I'm dedicating to Hecate, and I'm dedicating to this, and I'm dedicating to Zeus, and I'm dedicating to Hades. That's awesome. I love that for you. Fucking love that. But I love you being dedicated to your personal growth and calling to that deity for support. You are the key in this dedication. If you do not work on you, you are not going to get better. You working on you is not necessarily shadow work. This is gratuitous, supportive, exploration workings. What herbs make you happy? What activities make you happy? What types of movements in your craft make you happy? Are you happy making candles? Are you happy going on walks? Are you happy laying in the grass looking at the clouds? I second that notion because I am happy being lazy once in a while. I find I can ground better fully sleeping on the ground on a warm, sunny day. You call it napping, I call it grounding. Make your fucking choice. It's all up to you. There has to be a time you learn how you witch. Not how I witch, not how the person beside you witches. So many of you are sitting in groups and watching other people and copying the answers off their pages. That is not helping you. Oh my God, that's what her altar looks like. It's so amazing. Cool, that's what her altar looks like. That's not what your altar should look like because you're not her. You haven't had her life experiences. You haven't done the things she's done. You haven't had the dream work she's done, and you are not her. So please make your own altars. I am not going to encourage you to go around, go to Pinterest and look at altar ideas. Don't do that. That's dirty. Don't copy other people's magic. That's yucky. That's stank coochie energy. Don't do that. Blech. Don't do that. It's not good for you. It's not good for you. It's not good for me. It's not good for the witch community. Fuck that shit. Okay? We have better things to do. Now, in honor of my good friend Mandy, we have a supply list. Mandy wanted a supply list. I got Mandy a supply list. So we have a candle. I want a big, fat, thick candle. Okay? Reason I want you to have a big, fat, thick candle is I want this bitch to last a while for you. So you can blow it out. You can sit on it for all I fucking care. You can sing hokey pokey and turn yourself around, do whatever fuck you want to put the candle out. But when you are done working on dedicated work, when I say dedicated work, I mean nighttime ritual for this on either Saturday or Sunday night. Okay? I say journaling where you're sitting at your dedication altar and it lasts. You are not going to change this altar. You are going to feed this altar. Keep that in mind when you set it up. My current dedication altar is for the long haul. It is not a momentary altar. I feed it. I change the candles on it. I add to it. I bring things home for it. Till the end of the 6 months, my altar will look like the Goodwill blew up. And it will take approximately an hour and a half to take it down, clean it up, and sort the things that I no longer want. Okay? Because guess what? You will not be the same witch you were when you set that altar at the end of that altar. If you're doing this correctly. So make sure that candle's big enough. Make sure that you can replace it with a similar candle if that one burns out. Okay? I do recommend if you have a candle of substantial size, you pick a symbol or sigil to carve onto it that is meaningful to you. And you create a candle dressing to support your intentions. Okay, I'm going to keep this real simple. What candle dressing should I make? Okay, you ready? Look up herbs that matter to you, mix them with a little bit of oil, pack them in the divot from the sigil, and pack them in. Congratulations. You now have a custom candle that could be sold to you for $49.95 from any Etsy dealer. Okay? Welcome to the real world, witches. I'm not Facebook feeding you anymore. This is fucking life. This is what we do. We do weird shit with weird things, and it's who we are. Okay? No more sugarcoating this shit. Offering for each element. You're going to look at those elements that we discussed: fire, earth, air, water, soul, and you're going to pick a representation to you to put on your altar. What represents creativity to you? What represents prosperity to you? What represents communication, healing, and transformation? Some people create a piece of art. Some people gather crystals that correspond with those elements. Some people choose herbs. Some people choose flowers. Some people choose pictures of their family and the people that stir those feelings in them. Some people choose weird shit, charms, deities, any of those things, sticks, rocks, whatever calls to them, and they put them on their altar. But you need at least 5 things that represent those things, one for each. Okay? You're all looking at me and going, fuck you, sissy. I just don't want to do any more work. Well, guess what? You're going to do a little more. Herbs of purification. Before you set this space, before you move into work in this space, it needs cleared. Now you ask from what? Your fucking laziness and your fucking inability to make a choice. You need to step up in that bitch as the high priestess of your own life and declare the dedication. Are we clear? Get your stank energy off that shit, your doubt, your fear. I mean, I believe we were fucking fear this month, right? We were riding that bitch bareback. We have a little bit more to do. This dedication is going to be a big test for a lot of you. Okay? Not till Saturday and Sunday. I have somebody ready. I'm going to do this tonight. Why? Why are you going to do this right now? Don't rush this till you're ready. You have Saturday, which is Walpurgis night, Witches night, Sabbath night. Great night to do it. Sunday night, Beltane. And I would even give you into Monday to be sure you're 100% ready. Okay? There are people that the weekends are not weekends for them. Monday is their weekend. You have a 3-day window in this with Sabbaths. I work on a 3-day Sabbath window. I will probably do mine late Sunday night into Monday morning. I don't sleep anymore anyway. What's the fucking point of worrying about it, right? We'll step into the dedication. The next is you're going to choose any and all items that call to your future in your spiritual path and your path with your deity. So if you're looking to dedicate a notebook to a deity where you're going to communicate with them and you're going to write with them, you want to get that on your altar. If you're looking to dedicate candles that you're going to use with them, you're going to get that on your altar. I always took a great amount of time at this point in the game to create my incenses for whatever deity I'm work with, my herb blends that I'm going to work with them on, my wax melts that I used with them going forward. And I would just put them in a basket on my altar to be in the presence of what I was doing. And that was my items to work with them. For many years, it was Hecate, a big jar of Dittany, big jar of pomegranate seeds, big jars of everything, because those were what I was going to work with her with. So I wanted her to be in like, oh man, she's dedicated. Look at all the shit she's got for me. Because even though you're using it to work with them, they still view it as an offering. You're not letting anybody else touch that shit. That's theirs. I am going to tell you something. If you put something on an altar for a deity and you rob Peter to pay Paul, don't expect your spell work to work. Deities are, if anything, very centered in their own growth. They don't exist if we don't feed them. Are we clear? So when you give them something, that's theirs. They're like a 3-year-old child. You're not fucking taking my Dittany. Don't take it somewhere else. That's my Dittany. Okay? So keep that in mind. So we went over the supply list. So Mandy feels supported, loved, and acknowledged. She's all good now. Mandy, I love you. I love you, Mandy. Okay. Now we came to Sissy's favorite part of your journal work. You knew I had to have some journal work in your dedication, right? I want you to take a few minutes. And when I say a few minutes, I mean a line or two about each of these, okay? I want you to consider how the following emotions that are listed here impact your magical life and workings. The number one thing I see shared in the circle is how personal situations are hindering your magic. How you are hijacked emotionally, what is going on with you, and changing your magical impacts. Part of being a spiritual magical worker is learning how to emotionally control yourself in the presence of life. There are going to be many things that test your patience, many things that test your dedication, many things that test your fortitude and movement forward. They're going to stop you. You're going to be like, I can't do this anymore. I can't go anymore. I got all this going on and I can't possibly connect. You have a life outside of your magical workings. We all do. We have kids, we have spouses, we have responsibilities, laundry piles up, dishes need done, people need fed, garbage needs taken out. These are life things. Bills need paid. If you are not a solid, grounded, based person, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it in any part of life. And your magical workings will be the first thing you just throw in the towel on. I don't have time for this. I'm going to put it to the side. I don't got time for this. If I had $1 for every woman that said, I just put my magical workings to the side because it's not important right now, I got to focus on this, I would no longer need to charge for a single workshop or anything else. Websites would be paid for an eternity and we'd all be good. Do you not get it yet? You do not make magic. You are magic. Until you understand this is the fluid movement that comes out of you, a dedication is worthless. It is not worth your time. You are wasting your time doing altars. You are wasting your time writing invocations. You are wasting your time dancing around your fucking altar and your Stevie Nicks because you feel magical if you don't believe what you do will work. Oh, well, I did that spell, but I'm not sure. Doubt has no place in dedications. If you doubt one thing that's coming out of your mouth, step back, reboot, unplug yourself, and plug yourself back in. Some of you, including myself, have moments you can't do one more magical thing. I just want to put on my pajamas, go back to church, and act like none of this exists. Because it gets exhausting. And do you know when it gets exhausting? When you're about to fucking break out of your cocoon. You're fighting so hard. You're working so hard. You're changing so much that you're overwhelmed. This is completely normal. So if you are feeling like you can't do one more thing, everything's kicking you in the teeth, big shit is coming. Get ready. Every day walking to Facebook and seeing it restricted and things gone and people limited in their posting abilities and stuff unpinned and PDFs torn from groups. I knew something was coming. I wasn't stupid. And it was exhausting. Guess what? Dig deep. That's when the good things are coming. Any cancer patient will tell you. The part where you think you're not making it out is the beginning of the recovery. Sometimes you got to lose it all, ladies, to get it again. And some of you are terrified to lose anything. Death is only the beginning. Death to your doubt, death to what you were, death to who you were, and death to people you once thought would always be there. Make sure you put in your dedications how dedicated you are to yourself. Because that's going to be the important part to remember. So when you're moving through all of this, you're looking at so many different things. You're going to want to write before you do the dedication. You're going to want to write after the dedication. And you're going to want to continue to visit it on the dark new moon window throughout the next 6 months. You're going to have just one set of notebook papers for this. I don't care if it's just a set in your notebook that you currently have. Just separate that space out. Put a little clip on it. Be like this. I'm going to revisit this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do what I need to do. Okay? But what you most need to understand is if you are not seeing visible change, you need to figure out why. Your full moon releases, your new moon intentions should all support this dedication. You are going out on a 6 months expedition to yourself. Whatever you choose for the topic of this dedication is going to be yours till Samhain. Some of you are like, fuck that. Well, guess what? That's what it is. You want to do witch work? It's not fast. There's no easy button in witch work. My husband works at Staples every day fixing electric and threw me an easy button one time. I said, what the fuck you want me to do with this? He said, well, use it with your students. It should work. I'm like, oh, yeah, because, the easy button works in the craft. You can gather every BOS page. You can watch every videotape lecture Sissy has until you do applied magic in your life. Not going to change. So, how do we do a dedication ritual? You get a purifying bath prior. You're washing all the muck off you. You're creating a time frame of quiet, peace, and serenity in that area. Now, I never tell you guys this, I'm going to tell you tonight, you need to sound cleanse that area. I don't care if it's a bell. I don't care if it is Stevie Nicks. I don't care if it's deep throat music from the Norse pagan band. I don't care if it's Wanderen. I don't care if it's Helljung. I don't care if it's anything that makes you happy. Yanni. I don't give a shit what it is. You need to create a soothing atmosphere where you are open. You're going to take some time and you are going to create a calm within yourself. Feet to head. Y'all know your chakras. You're not dumb. You know what they are. You may not be in touch with all of them. Tense those toes up, let them go. Tense those legs up, let them go. Lay flat down. Get yourself calm. You're going to handle every one of those elemental pieces on your altar. That's why I say keep it to 5. Okay? You're going to hold them in your hands. You're going to spend some time with them. Okay? And you're going to sit there and be like, I get this. I feel this. I respect this. And speak to that elemental for what it means to you. So I hold the element of fire in my hand. It stirs my creativity. I'm holding in my hand a pen. For me, creativity is clearly pen and paper. It'll be my notebook. That is my creativity in my craft. I am holding this beautiful brand new notebook that I bought that cost me $65, and I'm so proud of it. And I can't wait to use it in my craft. Okay. Yes, Sissy is a paper whore. Sorry, it's who I am. And I will put that item on my altar and I will say, I asked to set this as representation for the fire element. Put it on my altar. And I will do so with every one of them. Then I will take water off my altar because I always have water on my altar when I set an altar. And I will wipe the water on my forehead, down my body, all the way down my legs into my toes. Now, I'm not saying you need to fucking spray yourself like Flashdance, ladies. Just a dip, okay? Just you dip, we dip, we dip. Okay, just a little bit on your head, a little bit on your arms, a little bit on your legs, a little bit on your feet. And I want you to cleanse yourself all the way through before you offer yourself as the soul portion of your ritual. I offer myself, I offer my spirit, my soul, which brings all the elements together for the ultimate transformation I speak. That's when the magic happens. You're going to speak your dedication that you are going to have written in a notebook stating what you're going to do for the next 6 months. I was using my megaphone mouth. I know you can all hear me, but I wanted to make it very important. This dedication needs to express exactly what you're doing, who you're doing it with, what you're doing, and what your goals are. Now, I know the question is, how will I know when I'm done? You will know when you're done. Before you speak it to the universe during this dedication, I suggest you reread it to yourself and make sure these are attainable, feasible goals you're setting forward. Like, I'm not going to be able to come out and be like, by the end of the next 6 months, I'm going to walk around holding hot coals in my hands. It's a little lofty, don't you think? Be realistic. I am going to have a better view of myself. I am going to love myself more. I am going to put my needs first and foremost, that I am a better wife, mother, sister, member of my community to help others. Okay? Those are very simple things, but those are very hard goals for people who constantly fear letting other people down. Okay? So clearly think about these dedication goals. Next, if an invocation is part of this to a deity, write out that invocation. Call them forward with the due respect they are due. Do you understand? Don't be like, hey, Hecate, what the fuck you doing, bitch? That is not the way to greet Hecate. Okay? You are not going to like the Hecate you get. That's like when you call your mom from across the room and you're like, yo, bitch. No. Hey, mom is a much better way to greet somebody, okay? My kids walk into a room, it's all how you speak to me for the kind of mom you get. Okay? Fair enough? I'm sure you're all the same kind of women. A man who calls you a beautiful, wonderful part of his life and respects you gets a lot better you than some guy who comes up to you like, hey, bitch, what's up? You're not going to give him the same time of day. So start remembering that when you're talking to your deities as well as yourself, ladies. Some of you talk real bad to yourself. Some of you are real hard on yourself. Stop that shit. That's ugly. We don't do that here. We have no time for this. We have no time for this. No more talking like shit to yourself. Okay? There's a dedication you want to take into the next 6 months. Some of you are way harder on yourself than anybody ever could be. Okay? So we've done the invocation, we've done the dedication, we have everything sitting there. Give yourself some time to sit in the area, see who comes to you, see who you feel. Take the time. This is going to require time. So please don't come to me and go, I have no time. Because my response to you is don't do the dedication. Okay? If you don't have the time, don't do it. Do not put half your ass into this exercise. Clear? Okay. So we covered all this stuff. Now it's question time. Because I know some of you are sitting there going, I still have no idea what to do. No questions? Mandy?
If I could get it. 2 questions, actually. First one. So you should have a separate, if you, let's say I have a Beltane altar set up, I should create another space for a dedication altar then, correct? Okay. Second thing, if you're making etchings into the candle, you said pack it with herbs. What if the etching isn't thick enough for that? Is there a substance or something you can use to make it darker other than herbs that's safe for burning?
Why isn't your etching deep enough?
It just doesn't, I've never put herbs in candles, so maybe it is. I have no idea.
You give yourself about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. You're plenty deep enough for herbs.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be an inch thick pack in that candle. It has to be enough that when you light it, you can visibly see the sigil or sign you're carving.
Okay.
And what I am going to tell you guys about an altar, a dedication altar should be private. I do not want to see your active dedication altars on the page.
No.
These are private. These are not bragging altars, okay? I know we like to brag about our altars. We all like that. We're like, look at my shit. Look at my shit. My shit is lit. Okay? But once you start a dedication altar, that should be private. I've kept a dedication altar in a cigar box before and opened the lid when I was ready to work with it and closed it up. This is a very intimate altar. I never tell you guys to hide your altars. I'm not a big fan of that, but a dedication altar is very private. Okay? So keep that in mind when you're building a dedication altar. All right? Jen?
Yeah, is this more of a, like, we're setting an intention, meaning the lunar part of it, or is this more like a goal setting, like in 6 months I want to have achieved
This is everything. This is everything. This is the big show.
Okay.
This is you're considering the eclipse that's happening Saturday night, the dark moon, the Beltane, the veil. This is big girl pants time. This is granny panty time. You
Okay,
can't have
and
no
then-
thong on because it's going to go right up your ass right now. This one's going to get hard.
Yeah. No Victoria's Secret. I hear you. And then going along with what Mandy was asking, as the seasonal stuff start coming, we don't put seasonal stuff on the dedication altar. We leave it pure as is.
I do because my herbs are part of my dedication. Okay. My path and my natural pursuit at this point, my path has changed. So
Right.
what I am connecting with and the things I'm connecting with are different. I will add herbs in, but I also will critique my dedication to reflect those on each moon phase.
But no jack-o'-lanterns or anything, little witch stuff for Halloween. This is just pure, all
This
by
has
itself.
nothing to do with Sabbath at all.
Okay. Point taken.
Okay.
Thank you.
Misha?
Okay, sorry, my daughter came in here and you may have already answered the question. Because she distracted me. So, all right, so for
By the
instance,
way, it's really great to see you. I haven't seen you forever.
I was in here, I was in the BASIM class. I just couldn't talk. It was hectic here. So
Well, see, now I get to talk to you. I haven't seen you forever.
yeah, I pop in when I can.
I love that for us.
Well, okay, so my question is so like I'm currently in a spot where I don't have a lot of space to keep a permanent altar. So is it okay, like for instance, I have a bread box that I found
Love
at the
that.
Goodwill
Love that.
and redid it. So like I can just put all my stuff in it and then put it away and then pull it out when needed, or like is it something that has to like stay out in the air? to
No, you
breathe?
can actually cover it and put it away. I love that. That's a great idea.
Okay, cool.
Too bad you're not working with Hestia. She would fucking love that. The bread box would be a Hestia hit. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, no, I totally got this really cool bread box. I redid it. It's really cool, but I was just like, I didn't know if it was something that I needed to keep like out in the open or.
No, that's a great
So-
idea. I love that. That's going to work great for you.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Cindy?
I could, what happens? I don't really want, I'm not ready to work with a deity at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So if, for my dedication, would it be like, I really enjoying the Green Witch path and more.
So do a self-dedication like we discussed.
Okay.
You
That's
don't
cool.
have to bring a deity in. You don't have to bring the goddess in. It's good enough to dedicate to you and your magical path right now. It doesn't have to be something bigger. But this is a huge step for you, even if you're dedicating to yourself. This is a veil dedication. This is a big deal. You're coming in at the thinning to make a huge dedication to yourself. I think if you're doing it for you, you're a fucking goddess. What do you care? You're working with a goddess. Get this shit rolling.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Marty?
Okay. Oh, okay, cool. Hi, I got my camera working. So I'm just trying to differentiate. I have a little bitty apartment too. And I know you said private altars for this and other stuff. So does it need to be private as far as just when I'm the only one here? I mean, does it need to be hidden or just hide it if somebody
It's
comes
not
over?
something you're
It's not-
going to show to everybody. It's not something you're
Okay,
going to be like,
but if
come in and
nobody's
look,
here,
it's my altar. You're
right.
not Willy Wonka in this shit.
But if I don't have company
private.
often, I would, if that were to happen,
Absolutely.
I'd just put it away.
I have put a scarf over mine when there's people
Yeah.
at my house that like, because sometimes we need to use our bedroom
Mhm.
for an additional space for people to use the restroom.
Mhm.
I'll just scarf my private altar.
Yeah, I actually just won in one of my waffle groups, a hideaway underbed altar. It's so cool. I don't know if I might want to use that for like all the time though. And I just wanted to show off something else I won. It was a custom. It's my brand new journal. It's wood.
Oh, that's very nice.
And I won it for like $2. But it is my new journal, and obviously I'm dedicating to Hecate.
Awesome. Well,
I'm
happy
excited.
dedication.
Thank you.
Lisa?
Hi, Sissy.
Don't you bring him in your house, bitch. I'm going to put you over my knee and smack your ass.
I know that we are talking about that, and this is why I wanted to ask you. Okay, so hey, if I may, Hades, my brother, as soon as I got interested in the Persephone and Hades workshop, I wrote letters to Hades, all kinds of conversations and candles from the beginning. She's been like a real integral part of my walk so far. And my brother had given me, without knowing I was doing any of this, like a big coffin shaped altar. And it has Persephone at the top, Hades in the middle and both their candles on the bottom.
Okay.
And I consider it to be a mutual dedication space to honor.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you. When you give him an altar, an offering, take it
Mhm.
outside.
Okay.
Do you live in a place where you can dig a small hole? Like a
Yes.
flower bed or anything? Okay.
Yes.
Go out and dig a small hole, drape something over it. I use a flower pot over mine because little do people know that Hades had a house for oracles in the underworld and he protected the oracles. So if you're a seer or anything along those lines, you give your offerings to him outside. I don't bring him in my home. It's my personal preference. Other people don't have to agree with it. I don't do it. But I would suggest you take his offerings outside if you're going to work that way. It's the school of thought with many people.
Is it okay? I mean, like, okay, I'll like, I haven't really given like specific offerings. Like I have an altar set, you know what I mean? Like with like cute, like 3 little dogs, a little pendulum and stuff. But like I haven't like brought him things except for, you know, I'll put a flower there and then when it dies, I'll bring it up to Persephone. You know what I
He
mean?
loves mint.
I know, but I'm like, Persephone's here. I don't know if we can do that.
She's his favorite little nymph, you know.
You know?
Maybe plant him a mint plant outside. He would
Oh,
love
that's
that.
a great idea. So basically, I guess my real question here was if I already have that space and I've been adding to it and working with it, I think maybe it's a good idea since I'm still a new broom to do the self-dedication, to use this ceremony for a self-dedication instead of a specific dedication to Hades, even though I work with him. Is
So
that something it's okay to
let's look
do?
at it this way.
Okay.
If your dedication is to grow closer to him and grow your knowledge of him, use that as your dedication.
Okay.
There's never any harm in learning more. Keep learning. You might be
Okay.
able to tell me something about Hades eventually.
Maybe. I hope
There's
so.
always something more to read. We don't have every book in our arsenal. We don't know everything. I may read a lot, but I still read things about Hecate and I'm like, damn, I'm shocked. And I've been reading about her for 5 years. So going into this new Norse path with Volva work and going through the editors, I'm shocked every day at the things I read. And I'm also shocked at everything that conflicts. So it's very hard to know it all. Don't take it that way. Work on yourself and the rest will come. I promise you. I can assure you of that. There's not many things in the craft that I can assure you of, but if you keep working on yourself, you will find your path.
So will that be okay? Like I was thinking, leave that altar as it is, make one in a caboodle, right? That's just for me. And maybe just a little tiny reference to Hades in there.
I love that.
Okay.
I love that.
Okay. Great. Thank you. That
You're
helps so much,
welcome.
Sissy.
Darlene,
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, wonderful. So I'm not going to be in my physical space in about 6 days, and then moving on the 11th. For now, should I create a traveling dedication altar, and then when I'm set up my new space, set it up?
Absolutely, because I'll tell
Okay.
you what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to be out of town this weekend.
Okay.
Which I don't like being out of town on big events like this. But my
Right.
husband sucker punched me. He asked me before I thought what it was. So I made a small box to carry with me.
Okay.
You know those train caddies they had like in the 1930s?
Yes, yes.
So I picked one of those up at a Goodwill a couple years ago, and I'm going to put everything in there and carry my stuff with me so I can set it up in the hotel room where we're at.
Okay.
Work my first night. Just keep your things in there. Keep a sacred cloth inside and set it up as you're using it.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
The idea is to keep all your shit in one place.
Right, right. Okay, so I need a big enough space for the thing for now, but my altar can grow, like especially.
Absolutely, mine will grow.
Yeah, it will grow, it change. Okay, okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Absolutely, and I will use the things that are on my altar all this time frame to make my Samhain altar for dedication.
Right.
It will all roll in. You will notice you don't waste a thing in the craft. You're like even pulling rosemary off stems going, well, I could wrap this with incense and have my own incense sticks. You become very resourceful. My husband says that witchcraft has led to hoarding. He's very correct.
Wonderful.
So
Thank
best
you.
of luck in your move and take your altar with you.
Yes, appreciate it.
You're welcome. Alicia?
Hey, Sissy.
Hey, what's up,
Um,
blue hair girl?
Not much. I wanted to ask you, does it matter like where I practice my dedication to, like, because I live in an apartment, so I don't have a lot of space. I'm gonna be working with Persephone, hopefully. So if I give her an like offering, like you said, should I take it outside every time?
Persephone
Set up
doesn't have to go outside.
Okay.
You
Okay.
guys understand why the thought process on Hades
Yeah.
outside is because he brings death, and nobody
Yeah.
wants death hanging around their house. Okay.
Right. Right.
Just like you really shouldn't have hell of the Norse underworld like hanging around looking for people in your house. It's not really the best thing to do. Okay.
Right. Right.
He's like,
And like, so where I set up my altar, does it matter if it's like in my bedroom? Does
No.
it matter?
No.
Okay.
I'm
All
not
right.
that kind of witch. You might have to find somebody else if you want them to be mean. That's not a thing.
No, that's cool. All right. Thank you.
I wouldn't put it in your bathroom, but any other place.
Right.
Aphrodite's great in bathrooms, though. I know
Good to
lots
know.
of people that have Aphrodite like shrines in their bathroom to remember
That's
to
cool.
love themselves.
That's awesome. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mary? You have to unmute, Mary.
There, oh, there I go. Can
We
you hear me?
got you. Yay, we got
Yay!
Mary.
I said, I told you guys earlier, I'm a real Luddite. So, hey, I am definitely in the room. And I know we have deities where I've been out doing a lot of reading. I see names. I have no clue what they stand for, or how do you find your deity? How do you find information on them?
Okay, so there are lots of resources to find deity information.
I'm sure there are, but I don't know of any, right?
Okay.
Except going online.
Okay, you want to start online. I love that.
Mhm.
Otherworldly Oracle is a website that's very well known. Great
Okay.
goddess and deity information. There is an encyclopedia of spirits and goddesses and deities. Great book.
Okay. What was the otherworldly what?
Otherworldly Oracle.
Oracle.
YouTube is a great source of deity information.
Really?
I watch at least 12 hours of no shit channel YouTube a week on deities. Find
Wow.
trusted sources.
Yeah.
So go, if you're a member of the Alchemy Hearth here, or you're a member of one of the forums we're creating on the webpage, go in and say, I'm interested in this deity. Like spam me with all the places you found information on them. Okay.
Okay. All right.
The other thing is go into Amazon. I'm not saying to buy anything. Just listen what I have to say. Type the name of the deity in and look at the books that are available. Read the reviews of the books. Okay. Pagan Portals writes fantastic deity books. They're short, they're sweet, and they're to the point. But you will also find there's authors that are centered on writing things. Okay.
Okay.
So that's what you have to keep in mind. When you are addressing deities, when you are finding deity information, there is as much bullshit as good shit out there.
Mhm.
Use your gut. If you doubt something, double check it in Google. Say, what is the validity of this fact of this goddess? Okay.
Okay.
Now, if you're going into Norse, I don't recommend you do that because you will fall down a rabbit hole you will never come back from. Norse, you really, as much as they hate this phrase, UPG, you really have to have your UPG. Your Norse information is very much guiding on your personal experiences with the deity. You can't totally trust everything that's written because there's 1,000 different reference points on each deity. Okay.
Okay.
Take in any pantheon, you take the most accepted truths and hold those evident. Okay. And then you open up the dialogue and find out what your relationship with the deity will be.
All right. Very good. Thank you.
So that should help you. I mean, if you have more questions, keep searching. Don't stop. Because
Okay.
people will tell you, oh, you don't need to do that, or you don't need to do that. You need to do whatever the fuck you need to do to be happy in your path. I'm
That's
a
right.
firm believer in that. So, like, I got into a conversation the other day with someone Jared here from the Runes reading. And Jared and I were discussing a relationship that I'm having with a goddess and golden apples. And Jared's like, it's not rare that she's coming to you because you give knowledge to so many people. This is very common for you and it makes sense. And I'm like, Jared, what do I do? He goes, plant a fucking yellow apple tree in your yard, sissy. So where am I? I'm online buying a golden apple tree to put in my yard. When you know something's right, you don't question it. You just go buy it. You're like, okay, that's right. We need that. My husband's like, why are we buying an apple tree? I'm like, because that's what we need to do. He's like, we have 6 apples already. I'm like, I don't have one like that. So that's the thing. You have to trust what you're feeling in your gut for this deity.
Mhm.
Many nights, me and Hecate had red wine, bread, and garlic oil. Just sitting there because it worked for me.
You're drinking oil?
I do drink oil, actually.
Really?
I do, yeah. I drink warm olive oil when I don't feel well.
Really? What does that do for you?
When I've had cancer, it really soothes my digestive tract. I have an ulcer and it soothes it and I don't have as much pain anymore.
Wow. And you you put garlic in it?
Yeah.
Or
And
just-
I drain out the garlic and I keep it in a bottle.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm one of those people that puts oil in my mouth and goes just to taste it. Yeah. I'm one of those weirdos. I have a culinary background. So I taste oil just to taste it.
All right.
So
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions, guys? Oh, you're all quiet. So you're all ready to make your dedications. Oh, Kristen. Oh, no, not Kristen. Trouble. Trouble's in the corner. What's up, Kristen?
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hardly hear you, honey.
Hold on, let me turn this off.
No. That's better.
So can you use some of the items you used for the descent for the dedication to my deity?
Do you really want to put yourself through that hell? Give her fresh items.
Well, I was gonna give her fresh items, but I thought
You just asked me if you could use the items you used for the descent. If they're the same type of items, just fresh, yes. If they're the same items you used for the descent, no.
I didn't know. I meant like I still have like the orange rind, so maybe like repurposing it with a new candle and things.
No. This is a fresh offering, a fresh dedication, because those items have underworld scum on them. We need to remove them from our altar
Well, it's a good thing I asked you.
because you don't want to feel crappy for 6 months.
Yeah.
The last thing you want is to be descending for 6 months because you're going to call me after 3 going, I'm losing my fucking mind. And I'm going to be like, okay, so let's figure out why. Okay. This is your chance to walk above ground and find your grace with Hecate. Let's find our grace walking with her. We already went down and found our ugly. Let's get up and find our grace with her. If there's one thing she's a fucking finishing school. She's going to make you shine like a fucking diamond. She's going to find those parts of you that you didn't think were so amazing, and she's going to make you shine. That's her specialty. She takes pieces of crap and she turns them into something amazing. I'm telling you, she's fucking amazing. The confidence I got in my craft come from that deity.
Oh,
got
believe
this.
me, I've been working really hard lately and I don't know where it's coming from, but you will have a package coming soon and you will see.
Well, I'm so proud of you because look at that hair. That's getting darker, Kristen. What's going on with that hair?
No.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's getting dark.
Yeah, Sissy called that one. I remember. So I'm also going to call it out when it goes fully black.
Okay, Kristen, I'm watching you. I want to give you my 5-star seal, bitch. You're going to do this. I know you are. Make a fresh offering. Don't be lazy.
I'm
Okay?
not.
Yeah.
I want sure.
Don't be lazy. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Okay. Michelle,
Hey, this is my first time coming to one of your events.
welcome to the shit
Thank
show.
you.
How are you tonight?
I'm really doing amazing. I wanted to jump on, not because I have a question, but because I just wanted to compliment you on this amazing, I didn't know what I was getting into. I wasn't sure what I was jumping into. And I have been laughing along with you this entire time, and it's been absolutely epic. So thank you for doing this, because it's great.
I'm so glad you're here. You'll have to come to the website and join us on the forum. There's more fun and games there.
Definitely. I'm looking
We
forward
just
to
got
it.
a YouTube channel. We're gonna take over the fucking world, ladies. Let's go.
I love it. I'm in. You got a follower. Totally.
She's invested, ladies. Woo!
Totally.
Well, I look forward to seeing you in more places.
Thanks. You
Check
too.
out everything, and we'll welcome you with open arms here.
I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome. Yay.
Kat, what you got tonight, Kat?
Hey, love. So we talked about opening our dedication. How do we best close our sessions and times when we are doing the work without closing our entire dedication, since we're trying to do this long term?
So do you want me to give you the PG rating of how to close it or the real rating of how to close it?
The real reason. Real thing.
I self-pleasure and finish my fucking dedication. And then I go to bed.
Best instructions I've
I
heard.
go fuck
in a
myself and
long
seal it
time.
up. That's what I do.
Yep.
Put my own cork in it. Got it.
Right. You finish that shit out yourself. You want a job done right? You do it yourself. I usually get a tub bath when I'm
I
done.
just thought of another tool I need to put on that altar then.
I can think of a lot of women that need that tool sent in the mail and go fuck themselves. They'll feel a lot better. So if you want to PG rate it, you just extinguish your candles, say a nice prayer, close it out for the night. But if you really wanted to go out with a bang, that's what I suggest. Because if you really want to align all your chakras, get a good release. However you get a good release. I am going to tell you, this is not going to make me real popular with you guys. I do not suggest you do weed while you do this dedication. This is a sacred in your mind space dedication. Got it? I'm all about you being weed witches. I love that for you. I'm a mugwort fucking problem, believe me. But I want you to be in a space where you are cognitively connecting to this energy. Okay? So hate me if you must, but that's the way it is. So Kat, put a cork in it and you're good to go.
I'll let you know.
Michelle Windsor?
Oh, sorry. I need to put my hand down.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'll say something real quick.
Do you have a hand up, Tasha?
So is there going to be a PDF on that closing?
No.
Of the dedication?
No.
I
Do
was
you want me
kidding,
to
of
make a
course.
video? I'll put.
Can we
I have
do
to
a
put it on.
Zoom?
I have to put it on OnlyFans.
Okay. I'll check it out for sure.
We'll have a new website as of
that'll help
Monday.
fix it there.
We'll just do clips of everybody finishing their things. They'll be like, ah, ah, ah. I'll be like, we have found the key to dedication here at the Lunar Earth Cauldron.
At least I can't get it.
Mandy, now that we've all made you feel incredibly uncomfortable, what can I answer for you?
Just so you know, those videos are called porn, everyone. Just letting you know, they already have them. Look it up. Anyways, that
is
said,
exuberant joy, Mandy. Exuberant joy.
oh my God. On your dedication altar, can you have two things that represent, or one item that represents multiple things?
Yes.
Okay. I asked because I'm sitting here racking my brain and I thought of one thing, but it could be for two. I just wanted to make sure that it was okay. Okay.
About whatever floats your boat, my friend. It's your altar. Okay, I guess we're done with questions for the night. Give us about 10 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. I didn't see your hand. Go ahead.
Oh, no, it's okay. I put it up and then mostly answered, and then I put it. It's the thing.
Was it about the finishing of the dedication? I hope I
Oh,
can.
no. My husband's been to play for 16 months at a time. I know how to finish. Finishing is not a problem. In fact, there are certain things that you just kind of get bored of. Just saying. You only double click your mouse so many times. Just saying.
That's when you buy new toys.
It didn't work. It was still boring after like a month or so.
My husband's an electrician. Let me see if I can get you the proper battery power.
Okay, that may be what I need because he's gonna start working some even later nights. So, yeah.
We'll talk. I got an electrician for a husband. He's an electrical engineer. We'll see what we go up with.
Sounds good. Sounds good. We'll get together after this. Okay, so I follow the super old calendar. So what matters most when the veil opens for me on Beltane, which is the 6th of May this year, or the lunar solar thing going on this weekend?
You're tied.
That's what I thought.
You're
But I
tied.
wasn't- I needed to quit being a dumbass. You know what you're doing. Thank you.
No, you're tied. You're tied most. This is my first time as to using the tides, so I will be utilizing that date myself too. I'm going to prep myself all into the entirety of Beltane, but I will be using the tide because I have to step into something new. Believe me,
Sure.
my asshole's puckered. It's an incredibly new experience, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I feel you. I've been there. I know how that goes.
Okay, and everybody's asking about the recommended book. It's called Planning and Performing Your Personal Self-Dedication Ceremony. It is not on Amazon. I'm going to have to send you the site to the page that it is purchased from. It is a PDF from a totally different site, something that you guys probably don't really get exposed to. The site is called Blurb. So it's a witch production site. It is not cheap. This is a $20 PDF. So this isn't one where if you're not ready to purchase it for your items, you don't need to. But this is definitely something I would suggest in the long run you purchase. This is a good thing to have on your bookshelf. So I really appreciate everybody coming tonight. This is not going to be posted up on the page. This is not going to Facebook. This will go to YouTube. And I will get it up on the website in the next couple days for you guys to see. If you're a subscriber to the YouTube channel, you'll be able to locate it. We have opened the forum for the Alchemy Hearth. Magic is the keyword with a capital M if you'd like to join. You will submit a registration. We will review them and let you know who comes in. There's a new Fae Folk workshop up for $7. That will be next weekend. And you will start seeing the free workshops, the regular workshops, and everything on the website. We are moving at the speed of light. If you are a creator of content, products, pagan wares, there is a Calypso's cabinet now found on the Lunar Hearth Cauldron. Is that where all the pagan people will be optioned to share their information without censorship or guidelines given to them. So I don't care what you sell. I don't care if it's porn. I don't give a shit. We'll put you on the page. You sell pagan porn, I'm all about it. We'll get you on up there. Okay. So you guys, thank you for coming tonight. It's going to be a little patience with getting replays and everything, but we'll get them taken care of. Thank you for coming. Thank you for supporting. And I look forward to moving forward with all of you on a non-censored platform.
Thank you.
Sissy,
Remember,
this was wonderful. Thanks so
we're
much.
magic because we fucking say we are.
Thank you, Sissy.
Suck
we are.
suck our dick.
I think I'm afraid.
Have a good
Sissy,
one, guys.
Sissy Uncensored. Uh-oh.
I'm excited. I'm
I'm
gonna
excited.
reteach sex magic.
Yay!
Yeah.
I want that.
Bye,
Who's my
guys.
buddy? No.
Bye. Good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.